You want to see something cool? That's right, folks, the old 944 is more alive than ever, and didn't take a whole lot to get it there. There were several vacuum leaks for one that I took care of. I still think there might be a couple. I also flushed the tank with 91 and a bunch of seafoam. Now, driving a new Ford, it wasn't that weird when I opened that and there was no gas cap, and then I was like, wait, no, this should have a gas cap. It just doesn't. But I plugged that up. That doesn't seem to be making it run any worse. But the battery's holding the charge, which is good. This tire's not holding air, which is not good. But as you can hear, it's still not running very happily. So we are going to change the fuel filter. It isn't usually an issue, but if you know about 80s Volkswagen Auto Group cars, there's 2 banjo bolts on each side of the fuel filter. So power tools are probably going to be necessary. So the 944 has a fuel filter in a more inconvenient location than most. It's actually down here on the other side, up and over top of the gas tank. You can get to it, but you can't very easily film it. So I'm kind of just gonna crack it off, hopefully, and see what happens. Alright, so I got the new filter in. We had it running and idling. We were messing with it, trying to find all these vacuum leaks. And the mitts touched the wrong vacuum line, apparently, because now it won't start. So I did what any reasonable person who wants to wash their shop burned to the ground would do, and sprayed everything under the intake manifold with starting fluid and cranked it to see if it would chuff. And it started up for a second, so we got a pretty detrimental vacuum leak in here somewhere.
So right
one
here,
back there,
you have one right here that goes back here.
Yeah, one right there.
And then you look under this.
Splits into 2.
Yeah, look at that bitch in there.
What even was Porsche thinking?
It's a Porsche. What do you expect? It's not a Volkswagen.
You're right. Like I said, even the cheap Porsche was not designed to be worked on by the people who can afford to buy it. All right, so give her a start, Philip. It's idling way better than it has since I've owned it. That big vacuum line probably had a lot to do with it, so Philip's gonna take it for a little spin. Ah, there they go.
Oh, I can't see shit out of the back.
Tail lights aren't on.
Well,
is there a different light for that?
No, probably not.
Yeah, that's the reverse light.
The reverse lights work?
Yeah.
Well, that's stupid.
How about brake lights?
You have one brake light.
Yeah, well, that's enough.
Let's just not get pulled over.
Yeah.
We got good oil pressure.
Yeah.
It's currently not.
It's
3:30
o'clock.
in the morning.
It's o'clock.
What is that? Is it temp? Oh, miles per gallon.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that one's temp. No, we're good. We're safe. All right.
It's weird to me that it has a fuel economy. I don't know what that's doing. Oh, is that the speaker fade? I have to say,
I cannot see Brennan's cars. Just tell me if I'm good on my right side, because I can see out the left, or the other way around.
yeah, you're good. Just watch the fence. So the most satisfying thing when I was driving this the other day, I was driving and you cruise down, look at the steering wheel, and it says Porsche on it. Even though it's the cheapest Porsche you can get, I was like, ah, we made it. We made it.
I can't wait to own a Porsche.
Oh, that's way happier than when I drove it. Might need to get some soap on that that belt there.
Just put some WD-40 on it, really good.
Oh man, now I want to drive it. You should have felt it chuffing and huffing the other day.
Oh, I'm sure it was absolute trash.
This is nice.
Switch the seat cam forward a bit more. Wish I could see out the back. That'd be nice.
The tint's not helping the fact that you couldn't see out of it probably from the factory.
No. Absolutely not. Did you hear that rev match?
Yeah, that was good. That was good. Nice work.
Alright, do it again. Yeah.
Not quite, but yeah. You'll feel it out. Windshield's dirty as hell.
Even idles, dude.
I know.
It's incredible. Okay. So f your neighbors, right?
Yeah, dude. Okay. Now just remember, you break it, you owe me a BMW.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That sounds so good.
That wasn't bad.
No, yeah.
That felt like a normal 4-cylinder.
Ah, you smell the oil.
Yeah, there it is.
It's coming. I had them order the valve cover gasket, so they said it'll be here in a couple days.
So is that going into gear click normal? Do we have a loose like transmission mount or drive shaft?
I
Something?
don't know.
Okay.
I gotta drive it before it catches on fire. Oh god, look at all the smoke in front of the lights.
We're good.
Pretty annoying.
Oh, it's fine once you get up like 4,000 RPM. You're good.
Oh, the brakes are pretty good actually.
Yeah, I know.
Look at that, dude. 900 RPM on the dot. I have to not drive this anymore. I will not want to get rid of it.
I know.
It sounds great.
It really does. I say you put those little injectors back on. See if it runs even a little bit better, because it might.
Yeah. I was gonna try and buy this E46 because it hasn't moved once since I got it.
Oh, I see. Looks like my old one. Is that better?
I think it's auto, but you know.
Yeah, tighten up the seat brackets.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna wrap this video up because it's not 10 minutes long and it needs to be. So, as you can see by the fact that it's jacked up again, the celebrations were short-lived. God, it's so dark in here. Anyone want to send us some 8-foot, what are those, incandescent bulbs? Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Electroluminescent?
Shop lights.
Yeah, those 8-foot ones would be great. They're expensive. Anyway, we got the stock 944 injectors back in it after we soaked them in some seafoam, and it runs absolutely perfect. Like, I cannot stress how nicely it runs. We drove it up to the gas station when Brendan was filling up his boat. It's like 1.5 miles. Just cruising. Drove it around the neighborhood all night long. Still puking oil all over the exhaust manifold, but
It's not important.
oh, there's okay. You're gonna have to hold this lid up for me because I bought him a valve cover gasket. And Porsche people, don't spoil it. I'm gonna really build up here, so I went and buy a set of hex heads because I was like, I'm gonna need those for Volkswagen stuff anyway if I ever actually build a Rabbit. Don't ask about that goddamn car anymore, please. So I pulled these plugs out, and they're just plugs, like drain plugs. I was like, what the hell's going on here? And then Philip's like, well, how do you get the valve cover off? I was like, wait, Philip, this is Germany. I bet you take these plugs out, and then
there's more plugs.
Yeah, there's bolts to the valve cover underneath them. Sure enough, I was like, okay, cool. These are 8mm. The ones that take the valve cover off are 6. So I grabbed my 6mm socket, and the bitch doesn't fit through those holes. I was like, why? Why? What is the point of all this? Oh, just put an LS in it, Philip, make us all happier. But at any rate, we ruptured the fuel line just past the fuel filter that I just replaced. So imagine my... Huh, Philip must have been doing some wiring. Alright.
Really glad there's a fuel leak going on. There's just
wires everywhere. Yeah. Luckily, it's not puking anything out because it's post-fuel pump, so it doesn't do it unless you try and start it. Yeah, I kept losing it, so I put it there. Not like anyone can drive it away. They'll run out of gas before they back it out of the shop. But yeah, so we're gonna have to cut that line and splice into it with the fuel pump or the fuel filter, because it's a really short line. It's like 18 inches long and both ends are threaded, and having dealt with many Volkswagen and now Porsche threaded fuel line pieces, they don't come off. And this one's above the transaxle and above this little like rod of some sort. I'm not even gonna try and show it to you. It's pitch black down there and it's impossible to try and get an idea of what's going on. But basically, replacing that's out of the question, because it would be just an absolute nightmare and he wants to drive it. So we'll cut the line, get a hose barb fitting that fits into the filter, slide the line after we cut it over that, and throw a hose clamp on there. We know that'll work because that's exactly how the Volvo set up. The fuel filter in this is almost identical to the Bosch filter in the Volvo. But at any rate, the Porsche is alive. And if you gathered anything from that last clip, I'll go ahead and spill the beans. The Porsche is already basically not mine, and an E36 is taking its place as my winter beater. Can't wait to not go to work several days because it'll be broken.
Snow skids, come on.
As long as the handbrake works. Sorry, it's an automatic, but you know, it's a running 325.
Automatic Miata slid just fine.
And it's got the full original BMW toolkit in it.
Wow,
yeah,
that's worth like nothing.
Yeah. The trunk looks way nicer than any other part of the car.
Oh, sick.
It's crazy. It's very well maintained. But thank you guys very much for watching. There will be more Porsche videos. Don't worry, Philip is a friend. He's in the videos fairly frequently and over here practically every single night. So it's not going away permanently. It's just going to someone who's going to drive it and love it more than I do, because he hasn't had to change the fuel filter on it. He's going to deal with those fuel lines though. He's going to start being like, oh, maybe this is for sale. But at any rate, thank you guys very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Sorry for the lack of uploads lately. I've just been super busy trying to get money together for our tour, working extra hours. If you want to help support the Whippin' Shitties tour, check out the GoFundMe, or just go to gofundme.com/WS tour. Going over 4,000 miles. If you're in Denver, Wichita, Kansas City, Chicago, Minneapolis, Omaha, or Salt Lake City, well, Provo, we're coming for you. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.